Purpose of the story is to get people to feel certain emotions. So when you are going to this other dimension and experiencing a story in a different reality, because you can choose which reality you go to. And this is what people are unconscious of, is that they think that there's only one past, one future, and that's it. That is not the truth. There is an infinite amount of pasts, futures that are out there, and you can literally decide on which one that you go to by using your imagination. And then by going to that place, you take the story, you bring it back because you felt the emotion there, and the goal that you get to keep is the state, the emotion. And that can be your weapon or your source of power that helps you to navigate the fourth dimension, of which you're going to be able to influence your reality right now, here. But you can't influence another reality unless you go into the sixth dimension. And I've personally not mastered that yet. I've not experienced being able to do that. But I can say, having this awareness over the fifth dimension, I definitely have proof of being able to go into different realities consciously and then bring back a state that's helped me to navigate the fourth dimension in a way that I can influence my current reality right now to help me have more of what I want in my life currently. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's the fifth dimension. Sixth dimension is about, like it says, being able to change the time that goes on. And if anybody's curious about what happens afterwards, in the seventh dimension, you've got all possible timelines can now be accessed at will. We can branch off to see all the different versions of ourselves in a broader sense. All possible outcomes of the universe from the Big Bang and all possible endings of the universe are accessible. We have free movement in sixth dimension. And then eighth dimension is, since seven dimensions encompasses all the possible outcomes in our universe, to move to the eighth dimension, we must make a line to another completely independent universe. This universe would have different laws of physics as it evolved from a slightly different set of initial conditions. We have free movement in the seventh dimension and can travel to any time, place, universe at will. Ninth dimension, we now are free to move within our own universe and also to all other parallel universes. We have free movement in the eighth dimension, i.e. being able to travel to other universes. 10th dimension, we now have to image all the parallel universes and all the outcomes of the universes as a single point in the 10 dimensions. This is where we hit a roadblock and can go no further, as all outcomes of every parallel universe in the multiverse are contained here. So has anybody ever seen that movie, Anything Everywhere All at Once?
That's incredible.
That actually shows everything up to the 10th dimension.
Oh, really?
Yes, because, like, remember the villain in the story is like the daughter or something like that, and she eventually gets it to a point where she's like, yeah, this is the thing that I'm looking for, because she can literally like kill the entire multiverse or do something like that damages it. And it's because of that central 10th dimension point that she is able to navigate through. And then, 11 dimensions, where can we go from here? Since in the 10 dimensions, we can move to all of the parallel universes in the multiverse, there's no place left to go. String theory suggests that subatomic particles such as photons, electrons, and quarks are actually tiny vibrating strings. M theory suggests that a string can be stretched out into another dimension to form a membrane or brain. These brains contain their own multiverses that are independent of our multiverse. And then there's something called the unified field theory, which is the current model of how our universe is structured. Is called the Standard Model. The four fundamental forces in the universe: gravity, electromagnetism, and the weak and strong nuclear forces. These forces and the behavior of all particles are understood, but they have yet to find a subatomic particle to explain gravity. The unified field theory will combine quantum mechanics, subatomic particles with general relativity, the large-scale universe, into a single set of equations that will explain how the universe was created. It is hope. Has anybody ever seen the movie, The Theory of Everything? The one about Stephen Hawking. The paralyzed professor. You know who that is, right? Professor Stephen Hawking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So like he's the one that kind of came up with, I believe, the unified field theory, I believe. But yeah, it's good to have this awareness. Just understand that you probably don't need to be worrying too much about like navigating the 11 dimensions right now, because you got to look at that next step from where you're currently at. And chances are that you most likely will be either in operating through your third dimension reality at the lowest of where you're at. That's like the lowest level of energy that a person can descend to, that really animalistic place. Or you be coming into the fourth dimension where you're actually setting goals. This is where, like, I personally say you're probably at a level of consciousness, which is the by me level of consciousness. You are looking to take more ownership, more responsibility in your life, get things done. And you become a lot more goal orientated. It's a good level to get to. It's where a lot of successful people will go to. But that fifth dimension is where you are like doing things that are unfathomable. Like it just seems beyond this world type of thing. And anybody who's operating at a high level in their industry will be operating within kind of like the fifth dimension and how they're able to get their results. So yeah, I think we were talking about this because we were actually wanting to answer that simple question that Yasmin asked, which was, should we, when we're doing gratitude statements, speak about what we want or what we have? Now, do you understand what I'm saying? That there's no difference.
I think I've got a simple one. I'll just write down. I'm grateful for what I have had and what is done already.
You're grateful for what you have had and what is done.
What I have and had and what is done already.
Mm-hmm. Which is basically being grateful for right now. So the way that we actually set up a gratitude statement is, and if you've been listening to Bob Proctor and things like that, this is what he teaches, where your gratitude statement wants to be in the present moment of right now, because that is the reality. That is the truth. Because as much as you might perceive that there's like this past, present, future, the reality is that there is only really right now. So when you're doing it, you want to start it off by saying, I am. And as well as saying grateful, I like to say happy as well. I'm so super happy and grateful right now. Okay. In this present moment. So happy and grateful right now. And then how you want to finish it is with the creative words of the universe. So we know that the ultimate creator, the best creator, is the one that has created the universe, but do we know how? And if you actually look at, and this is what I was trying to say to you before in that live as well, about going back to the scriptures and seeing kind of like what was said there. There's a great book that is a new age book, but it's just really teaching old principles. And the book is called The Moses Code. So the Moses Code is done by similar people that did The Secret. Again, with the Moses Code, you can watch a documentary on YouTube that will break everything down that's in the book. So if you don't read the book, just watch the documentary on YouTube. And in the Moses Code, they basically teach how in the story of Moses, we hear about him and the burning bush. Has everybody heard about that story as well? Right? He goes to the burning bush, and the burning bush speaks to him as God. So, does anyone know what happens in that conversation? What the burning bush actually says? No? It's really simple. So, it's basically a conversation where the burning bush, God is actually asking Moses to go and free the Israelites, go and free the people. But Moses is like, I can't do it because I'm me, And if I was to go and free the Israelites, like, what am I going to say to the Pharaoh? Who sent me? And he says, well, tell them that I sent you. Okay, cool. So if you're going to say that I sent you, then what should I actually say you are? Like, who should I say you are? And the reply that God said, the reply that the burning bush said, and this is one of the only times that we've actually heard of what God refers to himself as. And that is, he says that I am that I am. God is the essence, not necessarily the description. So when you are becoming more yourself, you're becoming more like that I am. So every time that you're saying things like, I am tired, I am sick, I am lazy, I'm bored, you're literally creating this into your reality because you're using the most creative words of the universe, the I am. So that's the beginning part of the gratitude statement. I am so happy and grateful right now in this present moment that I am, same way that God did it, I am that I am, and finish off whatever it is that you personally resonate with the most, of which you feel like if you was to have that one thing right now in this present moment, you could ask for that. That would give you, like Mel was saying earlier on this call, not just the financial success, not just the health, but it would literally give you everything that you would want to have for your dream life. What would be the one statement that could encompass that?
I think mine would be I'm grateful, or I'm so happy and grateful that I am in this constant state of expansion, because I changed my word. I changed my theme from love to expansion.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So why did you do that, by the way? Why did you change from love to expansion?
I think just when I was thinking about it afterwards, I was like, it just felt like expansion was more, that it could encompass more areas even than love or agape. That it was, and it's kind of what I'm feeling. It's what I'm feeling in my body these days, like in my being. Yeah, that I feel like I'm expanding, and it feels glorious.
Yes.
Amazing. So I could do more of that this year.
Yeah.
But also, I'm quite normally, like, I find it very difficult to just say one thing because I normally am quite specific. So that's a little bit of a challenge for me to just put that one word in there. But I feel like it could cover all bases.
Expansion. Yeah. So I am so happy and grateful right now that I am infinitely expanding. Yeah. And you can even make it more descriptive. You can like, I'm infinitely expanding beyond, like, whatever. You can finish it off with something more.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyone else want to share?
I'm so happy and grateful. I'm growing into the best version of me.